Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson. I'm here with Randy Brown from Randy's Hunting Center in Bad Axe. We are hunting just north of Bad Axe in the Thumb. It's opening day of firearm deer season. We have had an exciting morning so far. We're going to show you how we did out here in the woods, and I'll also take a trip down to Richmond and visit Dick Hoovar's buck pull that happens there at the car dealership, and we're going to check in on Jimmy's opening day as well.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We are pretty excited about our opening day stories, and I'm also really excited because our friends at PBS have changed when we deliver the show to them. And so this is the first time in years that we're actually able to show you our opening day hunts just a few days from when they actually happen. We're excited about how this is going to change Michigan Out of Doors as we move forward to be as current as we can. And because this is kind of a fluid situation to see whose hunts did what, we're actually going to save my hunt from Clare County and a buck pull from Manton, as well as Jenny's buck pull from Richmond to next week on Thanksgiving. But on this week, we're going to make sure that we save room for Jordan Brown's story, and that's actually going to kick off this week's show, who had a great hunt from the Mecosta County area. You won't want to miss that. It is opening week here in the great state of Michigan, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan Out of Doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By the Ultimate Sports Show Tour, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 7th through 10th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, fishing trips, fishing boats, and seminars on every Michigan game fish. The Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 7th through 10th. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
We all have one, that perfect spot, a special place we go to smooth out the ripples of the day. Our perfect spot is calling. Our perfect spot is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brown, and we kick off this week's show in Mecosta County, where I was able to spend the first couple days of the firearm deer season.
Mom and Dad bought this property in the early 70s, 200 acres of rolling terrain with beautiful spring-fed creek running through the property, oaks, maples, pine trees, and then our food plot areas, but just a beautiful property. In 1989, my brothers and I decided to just start letting the young bucks live, quality deer management. We've been practicing since then, and we have killed over 50 bucks, 3.5 to 4.5 years old. I think our family was one of the first properties to start the quality deer management, and from there, other friends and people we know took it from there, and now you've got the Mecosta County Southern Whitetail Group, and it's just evolved. More people are doing it, which in turn you're seeing some very beautiful 3.5 or older whitetail bucks being harvested here in Mecosta, Isabella County.
Well, as important as QDM is to the Doyle family, it takes a back seat to the importance of family and spending time in the outdoors. This was clearly evident as we watched the pre-opening day slideshow highlighting the camp's history.
It's been our upbringing. That's how we were raised, and in the out of doors, playing outside every day, and a little different now with technology and our kids today, but Very important if you're able to have your son or daughter be able to participating in hunting, the outdoors, just enjoying the wildlife. Everything that Michigan has to offer, it's a phenomenal quality of life. And we're passing it on to our kids, and it's very important to us.
GCR. On three. 1, 2, 3.
GCR.
Off we go.
Let's do it, boys.
All right, guys.
Don't
get off the cell phones
until you score.
We're on the northwest side of our property here in Mecosta County. Opening day rifle season. We've seen 6 deer so far, 5 does, a small buck out in front of us here. Should be a good day.
Opening day, a lot of excitement. Jordan and I got in the blind really early. Lots of time to get ready, get situated. Early on, we saw lots of deer, lots of does to begin, and then we started to see a few small bucks. And throughout the morning, we saw about 30 deer, and that tapered off around 11. We practice QDMA here, quality deer management. We try and pass up the small bucks so they can, grow up and get bigger to, now we're letting the 2.5s go more often and shoot the 3.5s. We really enjoy passing up the small bucks because we know the potential that they can grow into and, the quality of deer that we can get by, watching them and letting them go a couple more years.
After a very busy morning in the blind, things slowed down throughout the afternoon and evening, but we were back at it on the second morning in the same blind, hoping an older age class buck would show up.
Second day here in Mecosta County, opening weekend. Couple small bucks this morning right at daybreak. Hopefully things are moving this morning and we see what we want to see.
We saw few does right away in the morning along with a couple bucks. Then we had a doe come in by itself, and 5 to 10 minutes after that looked off to the northeast, and Jordan and I both saw a nice buck standing there. We knew he was probably a shooter, and we saw he had some busted points, so we couldn't tell which buck he was for sure. So we tried to get the best look we could at him, and then he moved more towards the north, and that's when we knew he was one of the for sure shooter bucks that we've been watching all year long.
Oh, it's the 9. It's the 9. Yeah, we're gonna take him. Just take your time. He starts to act like he's gonna leave. Be ready, but just let him stay there. Get ready. Give him just a second. No rush, he's completely calm. Let's just get a little footage. Okay, he needs to turn broadside. You're good though. I'm on him right now, but just give him plenty of time. If he starts to look like he's gonna leave it all. But right now, just let him be him. But I'm gonna be on him whenever, so. Ready? Yep. Where's he at? He went right. They go down right there. I think I saw him go down. Ooh, baby. Second day of opening rifle season.
So I pulled the trigger, and right away I knew I put a good shot on him right in the shoulder. Watched him take off. He ran about 30 yards, and we watched him go down. And I was pumped, man. I've never filmed a hunt before, so I knew this was going to be awesome. It was really a cool and new experience, you know, having a filmer in the blind, because you have to kind of correspond with each other, and you know, you don't want to rush into it right away because you got to make sure both of you are on the same page. And so Jordan and I did a good job of that, and when the time was right, I squeezed the trigger, and you know, everything was caught on video.
I think we were both in shock that things had worked out so well. It's hard enough to kill a nice buck, let alone wait for the camera. After checking the buck out, we waited anxiously for the rest of the crew to arrive.
Way to go. So proud of you. Nice job. Woo! Way to go, Brandon. Oh, way to go. Awesome. Oh my gosh, how cool. We got one down. Oh yeah. Way to go. It was unreal. Good deal.
There's nothing like a successful day at deer camp. Getting to celebrate a buck with friends and family is the ultimate for a deer hunter. And when it's your biggest buck to date, and a buck you've been chasing all year, it's just that much sweeter. After getting Brendan's buck back to camp, it was time to head to the Southern Mecosta Whitetail Management Association's annual buck poll to see how others in the area did on the first couple days of season.
Yesterday afternoon at 3:40, we'd seen quite a few bucks. I was hunting with my oldest son and my youngest son. Nothing that we wanted to shoot. And then I had a doe come through at 3:40 running out of the swamp, and probably 30 seconds later, he come out on the same trail. I grunted, he stopped, one shot, and he hit the dirt, and I was very relieved.
Is this a buck you had some history with, or is this a new buck to the area?
Yeah, I haven't had a buck like this or this caliber all year on trail camera. Usually I'll have one, you know, decent one, but I had never seen this buck before.
Well, it was opening morning, and I went out with my dad, and you know, we went out that morning and we didn't see anything. We had an awful time. There was hunters out tracking deer through the woods, people driving four-wheelers through, and you know, I just thought, man, you know, this isn't going to go very well for us. So we went out that night, you know, didn't have much hope, and little Spike came out. He walked around, saw something he didn't like, so we ran back. A little bit later, about 5 does came out, and this 8-point, here he came out. And he wasn't even interested in the does. You know, he's just walking around. Dad says, man, he's a shooter. So I brought the gun up and laid it on him.
Well, we saw there's 2 lanes it came from. Came from the first lane, and then it walks through these a bunch of pines, and then it came out on the other end, and we shot it.
Okay, and did you hit it good? Did it go very far?
Yeah, it was about 60 yards from us, and we shot it right through the heart.
Chasing the doe out of the swamp. Didn't see him much, but turned on the apple tree, came back, shot.
Okay, now what'd you shoot him with? How far did he go? All that good stuff.
7mm 8, and he ran about 40 yards.
Okay, did you know you hit him good, or were you not sure?
I see him jump up.
Okay, now I take it this is the biggest buck you left.
Oh yeah.
Okay. One unique thing about this buck poll was that it invited anyone who had been successful throughout the year, bow, gun, or youth hunt, to bring their bucks down, which made for a very busy event with lots of stories to be told. And it was a great way to cap off the first couple of days of season here in Mecosta County.
Bad Axe sits in the middle of Michigan's thumb, and folks say if you're here, you either came on purpose or you're lost. Last Saturday, I found myself there on purpose. I'd be spending opening day in the woods with Randy Brown, owner and operator of Randy's Hunting Center here in town. So Randy is the afternoon before gun opener here in Bad Axe, and what's been happening in your shop today so far?
We've sold a couple boxes of shells. Yeah, a lot of guys out there shooting right now, getting ready, getting sighted in. It will be a great day tomorrow. It's turned into a great day today too. Nice and sunny, no wind, so everybody can sight in.
Do you get many guys in here wanting you to work on their guns?
Oh yeah, we've already sighted in 17 guns today already.
Really?
Yep, I did right at first light this morning at 7:30. I did 5 of them. I did. By 10, we went out with another wave of guns, and we just got back with our third wave right now. We've got 2 more already scheduled to be done yet this afternoon.
Randy hunts all over the world and looks forward to November 15th here in Michigan. But he and his staff make some sacrifices for the good of all the hunters out here. Their normal business hours end at 4 p.m. on Saturdays, but on November 14th, they stay open until the last customer has been helped. Tonight, that happened at 9:30. With good help, he's able to leave the shop occasionally, and tonight he and his wife Arlene and their youngest son Jared headed to church.
We did this last time there was an opening day on Sunday. We just wanted to give people an opportunity to worship because they're going to be in the woods Sunday morning one way or the other. So
I have to say, this was a first for me. Pastor Jerry made it a fun service with a little Duck Dynasty skit, talk of the rut, and to top it off, Fred Bear.
Oh, Fred Bear, walk with me down the trail again. Take me back where I belong.
Well, dreams of big bucks didn't last long. November 15th was upon us, and I met Randy at his hunting land. Morning, Randy.
Morning.
Well,
we're ready. Well,
opening
we're not
day.
really ready, but we're never ready.
So you've got 6 boys. You and your wife have 6 boys, and
Yes.
all of you hunt. You and your wife and all the boys.
Yes.
So who's coming out here today with you?
Today, a couple of the older boys have their own place now, but we've got Jason, 25-year-old, Daniel's 20, Jared's 18. They're all going to be here. My wife will be here in a few minutes, so we've got blinds for everybody out here, just a little bit north of Bad Axe, and hopefully we get to watch you shoot a deer today.
We'll see how it works out. It sounds like you still kind of have to maybe get them moving and organized and tell everybody.
There was a
what's
little
up.
bit of moving and organizing going on this morning, and my wife's still doing that. That's why she'll be here in a minute. But we've got just a bunch of different stands, and every stand always has its own name. So when we get here, everybody kind of figures out whose stand they want to go to and where they want to sit, how long they're going to sit. We're going to have to leave and get up to the shop here in a little bit. So we want to be where we can get easy access in and out and not bug anybody else.
All right, cool. We got settled in a blind up on a berm, and Randy ran through his gun and ammo choices for today.
Okay, this is that new 450 Bushmaster round that is now legal. You can go all the way to a 460, but this is a 450 straight wall cartridge, 450 Bushmaster, and we've had it built in a bolt action rifle. It's sort of a custom gun built on a Remington 700 frame. Bowman Arms down in Indiana does that. So just load it like you would your 30-06. One in, safety on, and we're ready for the deer this morning. Nice. With the new legal caliber for the restricted firearm zone in Michigan here. And we'll see what you can do with it.
Right.
I'll hand it over to you.
The idea was that Randy would help run the camera and I would try to shoot a buck on camera. We had set up with everything ready for a shot out the right side of the blind, but just after 7 a.m., I spotted a buck coming out of the thick stuff 40 yards away, and he was straight in front of us. With the camera sitting off to my right, Randy sitting to my left, and the buck staring at us, I had to try and run the gun and the camera at the same time. He's still on the camera.
Had land about 10 years. Have basically made trails all around the perimeter. A couple trails cut through the center. We've got some long food plots planted off of every deer stand. Can get some pretty long shots as we videoed, 350 yards down to the one. A little bit of everything. I've done some corn on some perimeters. We've got a lot of beans, a lot of cold weather stuff, a lot of beets, a lot of rye, some clover up here, a lot of red top turnips. That's what we were hunting over here earlier today. Another boring day just north of Bad Axe here. We're at two bucks and 3 does so far.
Nice. I don't know, it's about 7:30.
Yeah. Sorry it's so boring for you.
Randy and I were sitting on a long ditch line with food plots running the length of the ditch on either side. Arlene was sitting in a blind around 300 yards down and on the same side of the ditch and around a curve. We saw a buck heading out in front of her. Randy zoomed in as far as he could on the camera. If you look closely, you'll see the buck out in the shade.
I think she just did.
Yes.
I seen the deer take off just before I heard the noise. We were just watching a buck about 320 yards from us, and it should have been within 80 yards or so of my wife Arlene. And we're watching it, wondering if she can see it, and got it zoomed in. And we saw the deer take off, and then we hear the shots. So hopefully we got a blood trail to go look for.
Yes,
that's pretty
awesome.
cool.
He looked like a little 8-er.
Yeah, nice,
Big sixer.
fairly wide, but he come up out of the ditch. I don't know if it was the same one we've seen running back and forth, but he's a good little buck, so we'll go look for him.
All right, sounds good. Arlene, what
We'll
happened
see.
there? We were watching.
We were watching. No, we actually just got him in the camera, and we saw it turn and go, and then we heard the shot because we were so far away. So, where was he standing?
Over here. Right by her.
right in this area? So he was right here. Not a big shooter. She just likes to spend time out in the woods and watch deer, and she normally gets a deer opening day. That's just kind of her thing, and takes a lot of pictures and just has a good time enjoying the day. And of course she didn't miss, like she never does, and it went 20 yards and fell over, and another opening day deer for my wife.
And she's the only one that got one.
She is, so thank goodness she can feed the family now this year. We're not going to go starve this winter.
Once we walked up on Arlene's buck, we realized it was the same deer I had in my crosshairs earlier this morning with that same little scar under his right eye. Unlike me, Arlene was ready when he stepped out.
That's a good way to start the season. That's what we saw going away from us.
Boy, he stinks like a rotten buck.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's got the smell.
What do we got here? He's a little...
Well, he's like a 7. There's a little palmation right there, but this maybe went 35 yards. As usual, you shoot them just the way you're supposed to.
Congratulations to Arlene on dropping this beautiful buck on opening morning. It turns out she's the only one that filled her tag out here so far in the first few days of the season. But back at Randy's shop, the successful hunters were pouring in to show off their trophies, tell their stories, and get their pictures taken for Randy's contest. It was pretty impressive to see all these amazing bucks taken here in the farm country of the Thumb. I'd like to give a very special thanks to Randy Brown and his family for sharing their opening day with me this year out here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. And Randy, thank you so much for having us out here. It's been a blast for sure. We have a lot more in store for you coming up yet this season. Good luck to everybody else that still has tags in their pockets to fill. We'll be showing you how the rest of our hunts went for the season. We've got a lot of fun stuff left in store for you yet this fall.
Well, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, next week's show on Thanksgiving is going to be my opening day hunt from Clare County, as well as a buck pull that I was at in Manton. Jenny was at another buck pull in Richmond. That'll all be on next week. And again, like I said, it is going to be Thanksgiving. So if you're spending some time with friends and family, make sure you check out Michigan Out of Doors. We'll post the show early online next week so you can watch it all day long. And of course, you can check it on your PBS station as well. Make sure you get out and enjoy what's going on this time of the year. It's an awesome time to be a sportsman here in the great state of Michigan. We'll see you next week.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by the Michigan chapters of Safari Club International. For over 40 years, SCI has been protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation here in Michigan and around the world. SCI chapter locations can be found on the web at firstformichigan.org. By Jay's Sporting Goods with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's, serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971 with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's, on the web at jayssportinggoods.com. By Rosie Brothers. Located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Propane, Clean American Energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. Closed captioning is provided by the Michigan Propane Gas Association, Clean American Energy. Propane realtors promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man.